Day of the Dead by Patricia Hutchison. This is the title page. Here are the table of contents. Chapter 1, Celebrating Life. On November 1st and 2nd, skeletons fill the streets, but they are not meant to be scary. Instead, they dance and wear bright colors. Day of the Dead is like a lively family reunion. People honor family members who have died. Day of the Dead is celebrated in Mexico. On this holiday, some people believe that departed loved ones return to Earth. The dead do not want to find their friends and family sad. Instead, they expect to see parties. Day of the Dead celebrates life. Decorations line the streets. People dance. They play fun music. The holiday treats death as a normal part of life. Chapter 2, History of Day of the Dead. For hundreds of years, the Aztecs ruled much of present-day Mexico. These people believed the dead had to make a final journey. The trip was long and hard, so families left food and tools for their loved ones. These items would help make the journey easier for the dead. In the 1500s, the Spanish took over Mexico. Most people from Spain were Catholic. They celebrated All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. These feasts happened on November 1st and 2nd. The Spanish forced most Aztecs to become Catholic, but the Aztecs kept many of their traditions. On November 1st, for example, they celebrate departed children. On November 2nd, people honored adults who had passed away. These traditions have lived on over hundreds of years. Celebrating Day of the Dead. October 31st, people decorate the graves of young children. Many believe that these souls rise at midnight. November 1st, after being with their families, the children's souls return to the land of the dead. Then the adult spirits arrive. These spirits arrive in the form of butterflies. November 2nd. Families eat a dinner that includes Day of the Dead bread. Some families set a place at the table for their departed loved one. Families also visit and decorate their loved one's grave. November 3rd. In some places, actors wearing masks run around town. They chase souls back to the land of the dead. Families blow out the candles and take down the decorations. Chapter 3, Building an Ofrenda. For Day of the Dead, most families build ofrendas in their homes. These altars honor loved ones who have died. A traditional ofrenda has certain items. People set out food and water for the spirits. They light candles too. These items are symbols of earth, water, and fire. Each ofrenda is different, but a family often places pictures on top of the altar. These pictures show departed loved ones. People may also scatter jewelry and clothing on the altar. They often put out marigolds too. A family also puts Day of the Dead bread on the altar. This bread tends to be sweet. It may have strips of bread that are laid on top. The strips represent bones. Parts of an ofrenda. There's a paper banner, a picture of a loved one, sugar skulls, Day of the Dead bread, a water pitcher, favorite foods, marigolds, and candles. Chapter 4, Symbols and Graveside Parties. Day of the Dead has many symbols. Skulls and skeletons are some main ones. Sweet sugar skulls decorate the ofrenda. People wear skull-shaped masks in the parade. The skulls are colorful. Many have big smiles. They show how death is another part of life. Monarch butterflies are also important symbols. Every fall, the butterflies travel to Mexico for the winter. Aztecs believed these butterflies were the spirits of their dead ancestors. Today, people visit the places where the butterflies land. On November 2nd, families travel to the cemetery. They clean their loved ones' graves. They decorate the graves too. Then the families throw parties at the cemetery. Every family celebrates Day of the Dead differently, but the holiday helps them remember and honor their loved ones. Making connections. Text to self. Do you find skeletons scary? Why or why not? Text to text. Have you read books about other holidays that people celebrate? What do they have in common with Day of the Dead? How are they different? Text to world. Skulls and skeletons are some of the symbols of Day and the Dead. What is one holiday you celebrate? What are some common symbols of that holiday? Here is a glossary of terms you might not be familiar with. Here is an index if you want to find more information on some of the words, and some online resources as well. The end.